My name is William Poppa Gant. I'm running for councilman at large. My number is number 33.
33?
Yes.
It's got to be, that's a popular number. Wasn't that Magic Johnson?
Yeah, it's a good number.
Right.
It's a good number.
Happy with the number?
Oh, very happy with it.
All right, well,
got
good.
a little magic to it.
Oh, okay. So, Mr. Gant, first of all, thank you for your time on behalf of myself and the 60,000 folks in our email database and that come to our website once a month. We just want to get to know you better. So we're going to use this 10 minutes to ask you some questions. And in order to get to know you better, let's start with the most entry-level question. Who is Mr. William Poppa Gant? Take us back to that childhood and tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, I'm the son of Isabel and William Gant. My father was a pastor and minister of Battleground Baptist Church.
All right.
And my mother was a businesswoman who opened LaBelle's Beauty and Barbering School,
Okay.
where I got my training. And I'm a part of them. I'm in the ministry and I'm in business. I run Hope Business Ministry, and I run Hope Ministry, which is an outreach ministry directly related to the community.
Absolutely.
And
everybody knows that.
I'm a great-grandfather.
Wow.
I'm married, still married. My education,
Take us back to high school. Where'd you go to school?
George Washington Carver.
Okay.
I came out of George Washington Carver. And like many young men, I came out pretty much ill-prepared. And over the years, I've been motivated to self-educate myself.
Okay.
And I think I've done a pretty good job over the years. So that's pretty much who William Gant is.
All right, well, let's talk about that, because you started talking about education. Talk to us, with you as council at large, what would be some of your educational initiatives? What are some things you think you can do that will help support kind of our community?
My first thought in terms of preparing kids for the job market and entrepreneurship.
Right.
I think those two are very important. Everybody won't be entrepreneurs, but everybody have to go to school and learn.
Right.
One of the things that we suggest to our school board years ago, and we'll suggest it to them again, is that kids need a computer on every desk. They need to understand today's technology and how it impacts their educational process and prepare them for the modern workforce. As we know, things are changing rapidly. Jobs of the past is just that, jobs of the past. So how do we prepare kids?
Right.
One of the things that concerned me, I saw in the paper just a few days ago that the classroom size was beginning to grow again in the, I think, the recovery school district, which I believe is a place that they put a lot of youngsters who cannot, are underachievers, to put it mildly.
Okay.
Now, I think that needs to be dealt with.
Okay.
We need to reduce classroom size.
So hire more teachers, because they just let go of about 5,000 teachers.
Yes, more teachers, really qualified teachers, and pay them well. Give them some incentive to become the best teachers they can be.
Okay.
You know, I've noticed a dramatic change over my lifetime, because years ago, some of the best in our community went into that profession.
Right.
I don't know if that's necessarily the case anymore, or hadn't been for many years, which led to really, sometimes I say a failing school system, but then again I wonder, have our school system been just in place to prepare kids to work in a minimum wage jobs? So I tell people maybe it's not
the New Orleans conspiracy. You're concerned about that.
Okay. Think about it. I mean, people say it's failing. I don't know. I don't know if it's failing or not.
You think it might be?
It may be. It may be very successful.
Let's get on. Good point. Let's get on a question around fairness, okay, and equality. One of the things our audience is highly interested in of the 60,000 people, 87% are African American in our viewing audience. And one of the issues polled of our group was the issue of fairness and how they believe there's a lack of fairness and a lack of knowledge to that community on what's happening and how we participate. You, as counsel at large, what will you do to ensure fairness to this group?
First of all, I wouldn't lock up information.
Okay.
That has been one critical problem in our community. Information seems to stop with the power brokers. So disseminating information is going to be very, very important.
That's right.
And if you can do that, then people have an opportunity to participate in all levels of our economy, which have not been the case. You know, too many times where that information stop at is where the opportunity, people take advantage of those opportunities that are there. So we want to make sure that that don't happen. Regardless of whether we win or not, we want to be able to affect that in the future.
Okay.
Because
so you're an activist, not just running for office, but you see yourself as you're going to be engaged regardless.
Regardless, as I have been.
Okay.
You know, this is not my first time getting involved.
Well, let's talk about that. And I was going to ask, is this your first time running for council at large, and why? What makes William Poppa Gant sit at home and then look at from the couch watching TV and say, I'm getting in the race?
Well, I tell you what,
right.
This is my fourth or fifth time. I start losing count after a while.
All right.
But I got involved the first time because being involved in the community from my ministry, I saw what was going on from a really uptight or right there.
Right, you were close to it.
So I felt that in order to establish a stronger leadership position, I needed to take advantage of this opportunity because it gives you a platform to reach out to the community.
Right.
And so that was my real objective. So we laid out a plan.
That if nothing else, you at least are at the table now. People have to at least hear the issue.
Bottom line. That's the bottom line
Very
for
good.
me. Win or lose, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But being at the table does matter.
Right. So
because then you can share the ideas that we have built based upon our relationship with our community.
All right. Well, good. I got one more question for you, and then we'll give you an opportunity to address our audience and ask them for your vote. This comes from our Facebook friends. We asked you to, our Facebook friends, we asked them to ask a question that you would answer. One comes from DeJuan Cooper. What are you going to do to make our city better, and what can you do to help the jobless in our city?
Well, my concentration as far as the joblessness is building up on the businesses that's already here.
Okay.
There's a lot of untapped entrepreneurs energy in our community.
That's right.
That need to be dealt with rather than going outside. And if you could answer that question, because then you reduce joblessness by building stronger business.
Enough people don't talk about how to help the local businesses as they exist now. So I'm
well, that's foolish, because if you're talking about just going out and bringing businesses here, every city in the country talking about the same thing, so it becomes a bidding war.
Right.
So by the time you get a business here, you done gave away most of your tax baits and everything else. Why not invest that type of money with the established business people who want to be here, and they've shown they want to be here because they've invested here?
Well,
Simple as that.
Mr. Gant, I appreciate this interview, and I want to give you an opportunity to address the crowd.
Again, my name is William Gant. Most people call me Poppa, and my number is number 33. And if you want to have a better quality of leadership in our community, vote for William Gant. Thank you very, very much.